Hey guys, Hook to Clash here. Now, obviously with the update, we got the Super Bowler as a new troop. Now, you've seen me on the channel attempt to do it myself in Legends League. Well, let's throw it over to some people now who can actually attack. And today I've got 7 replays for you from Cheatin, who has absolutely figured this out. But he's doing it not like a mass Super Bowler attack that we saw yesterday. He's kind of using the Super Bowler in place of, say, the Super Wizards that you would see in a Pekka smash attack. And I have to say, the results are very promising. So let's get into the first attack today. Like I said, we got 7 replays on a wide variety of bases. Unfortunately, though, there is no ring bases. That's the one I wanted to see the most, but we've got a few different style of bases for you here today, and maybe you can make up your mind if you prefer this army composition than the just like the mass Super Bowlers essentially that you saw me do on the channel the other day. So as you can tell, Cheatin just starting with the Warden Walk here. In some of the attacks today, you will see him start with the Warden Walk. Some will be a Queen Walk. So you get to see why he does it one way and why not. And the reason he's starting with the Warden Walk here, as you can probably deduce already, he wants to get this air defense down. And getting that air defense down with the Queen would be quite difficult. Now he just blimps the Town Hall, uses a Rage. Unfortunately finds the NATO, but the Yeti might target the Town Hall and it's all good. So we're just waiting for the Warden to take down. He's actually done all the funnel we need, so we don't really need to wait any longer. We put the Golem down, and yes, that is one thing that you'll see Cheatin use today. He likes to use the Golem in the attacks because we've talked about this before. Tanking for the Super Bowlers at the start of the attack is so important now. Thankfully, that wall breaker breaks there. We didn't expect it to, but the bowlers attempted to walk here. The bowlers all come back inside the wall. That was a little lucky. Bowlers are very difficult to funnel, and the Super Bowlers are no different. Now, watch these chains. This gets insane, and we're going to be watching these all day, but look at it. The bowlers shooting at the defensive clan castle troops take out the multi. 2 Teslas, and now we're taking out Sweeper. Everything on the back end. We're making our Royal Champions job so easy. And that's the best thing I like about these Super Bowlers. They make the Royal Champions job super easy, because look at them. They're just annihilating the back end of the base here. They're all still up. He only brings 3 of them. Obviously, when you're bringing 2 Pekkas and a Golem as well, you don't have too much troop space. But he brings 3 of these Super Bowlers, and not a single one of them has died. Now, obviously, we had a close call with the funneling here. They very easily could have run outside the base down at the bottom, and obviously, it probably would have resulted in a fail. But he got them all to come back in, and this one gets pretty comprehensively clapped. So that's the first one on like a wide box base. Let's see what we've got in store for you next. Okay, so we've got a super teaser base. Sorry. Okay, so we've got a super teaser base here, a reasonably common one. It's not like everywhere, but you will see it every couple of days. This is a base I personally struggle on, and as you can tell, Cheatin's starting with the Queen charge here because he knows he has to do a bit more than a simple Warden Walk to funnel. Because obviously the biggest problem with bases like this is that this whole layer is open, so if you're doing a smash attack, it's very hard to get the troops to ignore that layer and go into the core of the base. They're very likely to walk around. So a Warden Walk obviously can't cut the funnel for this, so we're starting with a Queen charge. We're kind of lucky we only pull a Goblin there, but alas, we move on. Queen takes down the single, we don't have to use another freeze, and we're looking nice so far. So obviously the Warden would have been able to Warden Walk the Eagle, but never would have we been able to take down the enemy King and this single Inferno. So good start for us here. Unfortunately, the wall breaker doesn't get the junction, so the Queen's just going to be beating walls for a bit. King, and then we have Siege Barracks at the bottom. Now, you're going to see a wide variety of Siege machines today, that, as is kind of typical with smash attacks, there is no one Siege that you should use more than the other. You need to have them all available. And the reason he didn't go for the log launcher here is he doesn't need it to get through walls. He's got enough wall breakers and the jump. He'd much rather bring the Siege Barracks because he's more concerned about the funnel than about the walls he has to go through. Fighting a Sweeper is never fun, so we pop the Warden early. Now, we're here to focus on the Super Bowlers, and watch what these Super Bowlers do. Look at them take down the Town Hall. The Town Hall is half health. Nothing else has touched that Town Hall. bar the super bowlers. But as you can tell on this attack, our queen is not in the core, but this is the benefit of the super bowlers. They are tanky. They're not that tanky, but they are tanky enough to take down the town hall without even the help of the queen. And on top of that, we're doing damage to all of these back-end defenses as well. And yeah, I mean, it's not absolutely wrecked as much as the last one that we saw, but we've still got the Yetis from our siege barracks down the bottom. They can take out the rest. The queen is still going in the core. We've only just popped her ability, and that's to get through a wall. And this is look, it's Clan Clash tripled. So this is another really nice attack on that super teaser base, and this is the style of base that you are going to wreck with super bowlers. Now, Pekka Smash is still okay on this style of base. It's not a bad, but super bowlers are so much better just for their ability to do so much bounce damage across the entire base, but particularly on those buildings after the town hall, making it so much easier for your cleanup, even if the town hall poison kills all your troops. Yes, it wouldn't be a proper video these days without a box base. So let's see how Cheatin decides to take down this box base. So, Blimp for the town hall. Notice how he doesn't have to use a rage spell, by the way. The new level... sorry, my voice is going. The new level Yetis don't actually need the rage if there's not a lot of damage on them and they aren't distracted by like a tornado or a bunch of skellies. Now, if skellies or a nado appear, definitely do the rage spell, but no need on this attack, and that's always super handy to save a rage for the rest of your attack. Now, we're going to do a big Warden Walk here, bigger than I actually thought Cheatham would. I figured he might go for like this cannon and multi-mortar, but this Warden Walk does actually end up getting the scatter shot, believe it or not, which is just crazy Warden Walk value, but it does come at a big cost here, which is time. So can the super bowlers get through the rest of the base quickly? Look at the time. And 2 rages as well, and we're losing healers. So 1 minute 30, but yeah, we kind of skipped through that because we're here today to look at the super bowlers integrated into your Pekka Smash attacks. So King down the bottom, but look at it. Super bowlers are super difficult to funnel. Maybe that's what the super in their name stands for. So we get 2 of them walk out here. 1 does go in. But let's see what this one inside the base can do. So we pop the Warden early. Now, one of the weaknesses of this army is the Hound CC, because there's nothing that's going to shoot it. Normally, when you do a Pekka Smash, you have the Super Wizards annihilate the Hound, and it means your Queen isn't stuck for 20 seconds, which obviously she can't shoot. Sorry, I stumbled a little bit there. Obviously, she's not shooting any defenses in that time, but more importantly, you'll find she actually hangs on to the healers a lot, and that means the rest of your army doesn't get it. So that's one of the weaknesses of the bowlers compared to the Super Wizards. But what the bowlers lack in that, they gain tremendously in their ability and to just stay alive. Their overall durability is so much more than the Super Wizards, who seem to die if you just tickle them. We got one more freeze here, but yeah, we've pretty much wrecked this base. This wasn't as much because of the Super Bowlers though. So on this, we're not really going to, from this raid, we're not really going to talk about the Super Bowlers, their actual offensive output, but this, it was more about how hard it is to funnel them, and it's so important with Super Bowler attacks. But would you look at that? We come in with the time file. The 1 minute 30 Warden Walk was a little too much. So Pekka Smash, even with the Super Bowlers, you can't leave it down to a minute 30 to start your attack. 2 minutes is about, a 1 minute Warden Walk is about as long as you want to go. 2 minutes remaining in the attack, and unfortunately Cheatham falls a little short here. Okay, so Cheatham coming in again, and this is another teaser base. So obviously you're looking for our army to do fantastically here, but on this teaser, as you can tell, there are so many walls to the core of the base. So are we going to see the log launcher used or the siege barracks like we saw on the last teaser he hit? So we'll kind of speed through the Warden Walk, because not really here today to talk about Warden Walks. You guys all know how they work. But you can see why he's chosen it on this base, because it's just super safe way of getting all the value he needs, and he can pull it back quite easily, because look at the funnel there. With that funnel, there's just no way that the Super Bowlers will go to the top side here. Now, they could in this layer here. Sorry, we'll slow down as he starts the attack. They could walk around in this layer here, but in the layer before that, they will stay on the trajectory. Now, you can see He's elected to use the log launcher because look, there is nothing to funnel on the bottom side with the siege barracks aside from using the king there, so it made no sense. Besides, we kind of want to save our jump for the back end to get out of this toxic town hall compartment. Log launcher opens the wall, and let's watch these super bowler chains. They've just taken half the health of the scatter. Now we've taken 3/4 of the health off the multi at the top. The bowler's kind of getting stuck a little bit. They finish off the job on the scatter that was already weakened by them. And look at it, they're on the town hall. They just took a huge chunk out of the town hall, another huge chunk, and the town hall goes down even before the defensive heroes came in to save it. And that's why this base is so strong, is because the hero, just as you're about to take down the town hall with like your Pekkas, your smash, your air, spam, whatever you want to call it, the defensive heroes come and distract your troops, and they sit on top of the town hall as it stays up. But with these super bowlers, you can take down most of the town hall before you even get close to it. And that means when you get close to it, you just got to do a little bit of damage, just a tiny little damage, to just take it down before you deal with the heroes, and that's what happened here. So super bowlers, we knew this already that they were going to be strong on teasers, but they look really strong in this style of army here with the 2 Pekkas and the golem tanking, because there's so much hit points in front of them, and they can sit back, and rather than take the damage, they can deal it out. Okay, you may recognize this base if you watch my YouTube channel a lot. Yes, this is my base link. It just appears all the time. I haven't handpicked this. This is literally the 7 attacks that Cheaton did with this army on one day. His 8th attack was Queen Charge Lalo, in case you're wondering if I am omitting one attack. So we are seeing all the attacks today. Just happens to be my box space gets involved. So as you can tell, on this box base, Cheaton coming in with a different approach to the other box we saw. The other box, we saw a big warden walk on the right-hand side, kind of at the 3 o'clock area. But we're warden walking the bottom here, and it definitely looks like we're going to come in with a log launcher entry and just go our way across the base. So let's see how our Pekka bowler smash goes here. So we get, oh, look at those tanky units, one after the other. The king goes back, perfect. That is really not that easy to funnel, but Cheaton made it look super easy. Now, our second wall break actually fails there, but the third one works quite nicely. I didn't actually see it tucked in there, but alas, we are off to a nice start. Now, the healers do finally switch. We were starting to lose health on our bowlers and the Pekkas here, so it was good to see them switch, and look at them, they're raged, keeping all our troops alive. Unfortunately, the log launcher is delayed a little bit here. Warden steps up and just gets that Pekka before it dies inside the Warden ability. Healers are now stuck on our Warden, because unfortunately, healers are fighting a sweeper. They do switch, but look what's happened. All of this flanking damage is really bad for the bowlers. Now, they take out the 2 Teslas by the scatter shot there, but honestly, look at that Royal Champion at the bottom. She's already had to pop her ability. We probably should have saved a Headhunter for that, but the RC still coming up around the top side. The Golem somehow ended up on the outside of the base at sort of 10:30 on that scatter, and as you can tell, this attack's actually died out. I know it sounds like bias that the hooked base is going to get a defense. No wonder Hook puts it in his own video. He's just stroking his own ego. That is not the case at all. I kind of laughed when I saw it, that one of his fails. I won't say how many more he gets. It's his last fail, by the way. Yeah, it was kind of funny that one of the fails happened to be on my base. But alas, still not a horrid attack. I think if we did a better job with our Royal Champion, we would have got closer. This jump probably should have been here as well. Yes, it means we're less likely to get the town hall, but this scatter shot did absolute work on our troops. Still a nice try here from Cheaton. I mean, it looks like a much worse attack than it is. There's really not that much base up. It's just we can't access a lot of it. So we'll skip through this. Actually, well, talk about what went wrong here. Just a little too much flanking damage. RC died a little bit early, and our king didn't get enough on the left-hand side. So if we improve that, I believe we could have tripled this base with this army. So we'll keep that in mind for future attacks and see if we can learn from it. Nice try here to Cheaton. Let's get into the next replay. Okay, so this is another teaser here. Obviously, I would have preferred to not show a third teaser, but like I said, we're just showing his 7 attacks, and he ran into a lot of teasers today, and I'm sure Cheaton was very happy about that, because I mean, we all know the formula at this point. You just got to either queen walk or warden walk the back end. On this base, as you can tell, the queen walk's a very obvious choice, because if we just walk this layer, there is no real threat from this layer here to get our healers or kill our queen. Some of the time, if you see like an air defense here, then it's probably better to like just warden walk all of this, because obviously that air defense is going to destroy our healers. But on this, there's no real threat. We know exactly which way the queen is walking as well, and thus the risk is minimized. So we're just going to speed through this, because like I said in the other ones, we're not really here to watch queen walks or warden walks. You guys have seen it 8,000,000 times. He just starts his stuff from the bottom early just to set a funnel here. Now, unfortunately, the king doesn't go inside this first layer. I think we would have preferred that, just so we can set a better funnel. The golem is tanking the eagle shots, and that's what it's really designed to do. The eagle will take off so much of the health from the bowler. In fact, it takes more than half of its health in one go. So we need that golem there to tank that, and it's tanking another shot, and that's the real benefit of the golem, particularly that eagle artillery, because you just know the eagle's going to go after the golem because it has so much health. Now we pop the warden here, and this is where the bowlers come into their own, and we're going to watch these chains. Look at it. Hits the town hall, bam, half the town hall's health is gone. Now we're hitting the scatter shot. To be fair, they are aiming at the scatter shot, but look at this. Damage to the back end air bow. Bam, we've taken half of its health off. Super Bowl is still on the right hand side. Bam, we're taking health to the Tesla on the back end. Tesla is almost no health at all. And look at it. The Royal Champion's just going to say, thanks for that. Going to come in and look at it. She's going to start one-shotting buildings in a second here, because all of these buildings that have taken damage, that wasn't because of the queen or anything. That's because of these super bowlers. Now, this isn't an overkill. We still do have our RC ability and a super bowler, but I mean, doesn't have to be an overkill. There was never really a time where that looked like failing, because the super bowlers just destroy town hall compartments like no troop we have ever seen before. And let's get into let's get into the final replay of the day. Okay, so this is an increasingly common base. I've hit it a few times on stream, and I know we've seen Rakira's hit it. I've seen Elliot, when I've been hanging out with him on voice, hit it a bunch. So you do need it to figure out how to take down this base, because you will see it every now and then. But the formula is pretty simple on this one. So we're going to warden walk this single. Now, I know a lot of you are like, well, Hooked, that's a single. Why would you warden walk that? Well, A, we have the owl, which tanks, unlike when at Town Hall 13 we didn't have it. But just use a freeze. I mean, half the time on warden walks, you see people use rages anyway. So why is using a freeze such a drag? It is half the spell space, so don't be afraid to use it. Even though freezes are really handy to have on the back end, you need to keep your warden alive. And the warden's getting a really solid funnel here. Now, we used a loon to take out that mortar at sort of 9:30 so that we can funnel the king in. We wall broke for the king. We're going to have to freeze for him in a second as well. So we've used a lot of our freezes, but it's okay because we're going to make it work on the back end. Queen, we kind of wanted her to get the single down, but unfortunately that doesn't happen. And we actually pop our queen ability really early here. Headhunter to take out that enemy king. And we do get the wall break to get to the next compartment. Now, I know a lot of you are like, where's the log launcher on this one? He's actually going to opt for a Yeti bomb. I was a little disappointed when I saw this. I was kind of hoping for the log launcher, but you have to say, you can see why. It was just going to add so much unnecessary risk to this attack, whereas he's pretty confident he can get across the base with wall breakers and a jump spell. Now, look at this. His bowlers are in the exact position you want them, and you just know they're going to tear this base apart. Look at it. So much health off the expo down. And it's just, they get such nice chains. Bam. Bomb tower down. Everything's down. We're even doing damage to the elixir storage as well. And this is just mighty clapped. Like, we've still got all four of our heroes up. Admittedly, our king's barely hanging on. Good on him, though. Good on him. But this is absolutely clapped. And that is all the 7 attacks for today. So we saw 5 triples, a time fail, and then a genuine fail, which happened to be on my base. So I think it was a plus 26 for the fail, plus 31 for the time fail. So he only missed out on 23 cups out of a possible 280. So that's pretty impressive. And I mean, if he tripled his next attack, he would have got 297 on the day. So you really can't complain about that. This army seems to have a lot of merit to me. So I'll give you guys an army link in the description below, because I do believe this is the best use of the Super Bowlers. I have used the mass Super Bowlers with Healers approach, and it's a bit of fun, but it's not as consistent as this, and this you seem to get the tanking for them and also a little more consistency out of your bowlers. But let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like the Super Bowler? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think Super Wizards would be better in this army comp than the Super Bowlers? But that's it from me. As per usual, if you want the best Legends League content, like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you soon.